It's lights out and away we go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're listening from, and welcome back to the GT UK F1 podcast. I'm joined by David.
Hey, everyone.
And Alan.
Hello, people. I'm back.
Dun,
So,
dun, dun.
The British Grand Prix, which was a sprint weekend.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
So the usual deal, I didn't see practice. I don't know if any of these two did.
Nope.
No, but I must admit, I think I saw highlights of sprint quali and then sprint the main quali and the main race.
So
Just because of work timings and stuff on my part.
getting a sprint quali then. Now, I'm going to pose a quick question to you two. I'd heard talk that Aston Martin is supposed to be doing a B-spec car, or whether that is the B-spec car.
I was going to say, if they're doing a B-spec car, they're fucked if this is the A-spec car.
Well, I've heard they were supposed to be doing one anyways. Now, if you were in Aston Martin's position right now, what would you do?
On the place, give up.
What can you do, though? What's your only options, really, are to keep pushing forwards.
Yeah.
You know, as Jogan says, you can't really pull out. You've paid your entrance fees. You've got sponsorship deals based on you doing races. If you were to just say, right, we're fucking off this season, you'd be in for fines and all sorts, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've...
So, to be honest, what I would do is write this season off. 2026 development starts now. And basically use this car, 2027. And use this car to basically beta test.
Yeah.
2027. And maybe, ring Toto Wolff, apologise, and see if the Mercedes deal's available again.
Yeah, because I think having that Honda engine is just
But
not work for them.
Yeah, but the problem is, me and David sit here week after week, and we always will say we sound like a broken record at this point. The Honda was in the back of the Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's what I cannot get my head around. Yes, we have, as I keep saying, the basic engine has not changed this year.
No.
It's still a 1.6 V6. Yeah, there's some differences around the electronics and around the hybrid system. But the base engine, I can't understand how it's gone from losing the World Championship by, was it 2 points by the end?
Yeah.
To where it is now, which, to my knowledge, I don't think either of Aston Martin have even actually scored a point yet.
No.
They've got 1 point, I stand corrected.
Well,
I thought they had a point.
Alonso's had 1 point.
that was probably...
I had to confirm it was Alonso. If it was Stroll, I was going to ask questions.
I was going to say, the Alonso point was through luck, though.
That's what it takes.
Yeah, but that's, as I've said, I've sat here and said this before. The charts do not say how you got the wins and the points. The charts just say you got them.
Yeah.
Never, I would never turn around and say that, oh, yeah, it was only through luck. It doesn't matter.
So it was kind of usual suspects for sprint quali. It was 2x2x2.
Yeah, I know. It's nice when it's nice and balanced like this.
Haas Cadillac. And...
Would you say Haas is potentially a little bit of a surprise there? They've been a little better than that to me, though. I mean, it's between them and Williams, probably.
I think with Haas at the moment, they did great at the beginning of the season. I don't think they can fault that. But they've just, because they're so small, they're just not able to keep up with the updates and upgrades and things like that. So they are struggling compared to a lot of the other teams around them.
Like I keep saying, Gene Haas doesn't want to put the fucking money into it. He's not. Gene Haas is just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem really...
No.
There's a lot more money that could be put into the development of their, what they can use for the wind tunnels and shit like that, and
Yeah.
he just can't be
yeah,
asked
yeah.
doing it.
Yeah. I mean,
Must have
I'm not
other
being funny.
commitments elsewhere. Must have reasons why.
Because
I
he's
mean,
too
maybe-
focused on other stuff.
Maybe
He's too
Haas
focused
as
on
a company
American.
don't have the cash behind them that you think they have.
He does, but
He
it's more
does.
spent on the American team than it is the
Hmm.
F1 team.
Oh yeah, Gene Haas does have the money to do it.
Yeah.
He'd just rather spend it on IndyCar, or is it another venture?
Hasn't he got Indy and NAS?
Yeah.
NASCAR?
I don't think they've anything in NASCAR these days. I think it's all IndyCar.
I thought he did have.
Ironically, I was watching a bit of NASCAR highlights before I came up here.
But I don't know. Haas are good sometimes, not others. It's like Williams. Williams can be good and then
Oh, yeah, they do have NASCAR. I stand corrected.
not great. Now, Carlo Pinto, do you think he's gone at the end of the season?
Depends on how his season goes.
Because that Alpine is an absolute dog. But Gasly just, I don't know what it is with Gasly. Gasly just seems to be able to drive the wheels off it. I wonder if it's more suited to Gasly, though, than it is.
That, I will say in Colapinto's defence, God, there's what I never thought I'd say. He's doing better than Gigi Williams.
Yeah.
Well,
He's keeping it away from solid objects a lot better than he ever managed in a Williams.
that's true.
Apart from Japan.
Yeah.
No, but his record at the back end of last season was somewhat poor.
Now, the Audis are...
They're looking strong.
Audis are performing well-ish.
They got two great drivers.
Oh, you can't fault them. You can't fault
That's
the
it.
driver
Yeah,
lineup.
they've got two great drivers. As I've said, when you consider that is their own engine as well,
Yeah.
I think they're, if anything, you would have expected them and Cadillac to be the opposite way round. Because Cadillac at least have the Ferrari donkey.
Yeah.
That, spoiler alert, did pretty well this weekend.
Now,
so Audi have performed, which is a good sign, because if they're doing this well in the first season, I've no doubt they've got 8-10 years worth of commitment to F1. They have to be putting the money in.
Yeah.
They have main sponsor as well of F1.
No, but I think in general, these car manufacturers, when they enter F1, they're not doing it for 2 years.
Oh, we know that.
They're planning long term, and if they're doing this well 6 races into the first season, that stands us in very good stead for years to come.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same with the racing balls. They're two drivers. I know you're not the best Liam Lawson's fan, Chris, but he's actually having a good season.
I was dogging him about that after Austria because he had a solid race there.
Thing is, he's had some solid good races this year, along with Arvin Lindblad. He's also had some really strong races.
There's actually a very funny thing involving racing balls coming up in the actual sprint that I'll mention at the time.
Now, Hadja.
He's doing okay. Doing better than what he's doing better in that second Red Bull racing. Yeah.
He's the best number 2 driver Red Bull has had.
What, a long time?
Probably since the Mark Webber days.
Yeah.
And as a Perez fan, that is difficult to say, but but he is. It was always said that he had a similar driving style to Max. That was said about him when he first came into the sport, and it's looking like that's what's been the key. they've had to find somebody else who could drive like Max.
Yeah.
And until Franz Hermann gets his super license, they were kind of stuck.
I was going to make a comment there, but I'm not going to. But it's a preempt for later on.
I mean, this is a podcast. Commenting is quite essential.
Yeah, but it was kind of don't be like Max, because, well, you'll find out later on. I don't think that was Max's fault, but that's all I'm going to say on that at the minute.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. I know what you're about.
With Hadjar, he knows how to drive that car. He can get the best out of that car, and you can see the determination, the passion that he has when driving that car. You know, so he simple as mistakes, and he's badgering himself over it. He's kicking himself.
The McLaren boys.
Clearly, removing the papaya did not do them any favours.
No.
It took me a while because I don't know why, I'd not seen anything about them running a special delivery this weekend.
A delivery or a livery?
Livery. I generally sat down to sprint qualifying going, where the fuck are the McLarens?
Did anybody notice that there was a difference between Landos and Oscars?
No.
There was a slight difference.
All right, okay.
If you mean the number on them, that's pretty normal.
No, there's a slight difference. When you look at them, there's a bit more green on Landos than there was Oscars, especially on the side bit at the top. Yeah.
Not because of Monster.
No, it was a dark green bit.
Well, yeah, but that'd be Monster, won't it?
No.
I don't know. I was going to say, I mean, there was a few special liveries. There was Williams that you had to really look close to see what they'd...
Union Jack on the front wing.
Yeah, you had
Which remind me of one they did last year. There
Mm.
was no real difference.
No.
Cadillacs was obviously for Independence Day.
I'm surprised they didn't go
Joy.
full red, white, and blue. I am genuinely surprised they didn't go full red, just like Draper stars and stripes across the car or something like that.
Yeah. And then obviously you had the McLaren, which was...
A tribute to Bruce McLaren's first ever
Yeah.
race car.
Which... I get it. It it didn't really... Didn't really stand out, though, did it? Kind of just confused you a little bit more.
Like I say, I was out there going, hang on, McLaren's, hello? McLaren, hello? Who the hell's that green one? Oh!
It's a quick Aston Martin.
Yeah!
And then... So, obviously in sprint quality, I know we're going through the teams as well, but what about Russell? Do you think he's
struggling?
Do you think he's struggling?
Yes.
I
think he's feeling a bit more pressure than he was at the beginning of the year.
I think I would say correct. I would also say, and this flip-flopped during the course of the weekend for reasons we'll come into later. I think Antonelli bounced back from a bit of bad luck well.
Yeah.
Which I would say maybe made it worse for George.
Mm.
Don't get, I mean, Antonelli, Barcelona, no fault of his own. Was it
Nope.
Car let him down? Didn't have a great Austria.
Didn't have a great Silverstone, but we'll come on to that.
No, but what I was going to make is, I think I said to you at the end of the last podcast, we'll learn a lot about Kimi by what we see from him at Silverstone.
Yeah.
Because 2 bad races in a row, if that gets in your head, that can absolutely derail you.
Mm.
You know, Max, solid, take a car that isn't amazing and actually deliver with it.
He missed Leclerc there, but yeah.
I was going to do Ferrari as like a whole.
Oh, right, okay.
Antonelli we've talked about, and then you get to the Ferraris, which I think, as once again I said last time, let's welcome the Ferrari strategy department.
Yeah.
They've woke up for the first time in Swing Shooting the last one.
I mean,
The thing is,
know,
that Ferrari's coming on leaps and bounds this year.
like I say, Leclerc seemed to put in through, obviously, sprint quali 1, 2, and 3. He put in reasonable times. But there was time where he did seem to struggle. I don't know what it was. He just didn't seem too dialed in.
Yeah.
Where normally he is. I mean, is he seeing Hamilton as a bit of a threat?
I mean, based on Hamilton's performance the last few races, how can he not?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Ferrari has been Charles's team.
Even with
Sainz. It really was. It was Charles's team.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Ferrari.
Even with Sainz being there,
he's Ferrari through and through. If you cut him in half, it's like a stick of rock. There's a prancing horse running right through it. But the momentum's been with Lewis for a few races at this point.
Yeah.
The Barcelona win was just like the cementing it, but Lewis seems to have found his pace this year.
He seems a lot happier.
And even as a self-proclaimed not a Lewis fan, it's good to see.
But
he seemed happier until after the end of the race, but that was.
We'll get onto that a bit later.
That was watching the media pen.
I actually never saw any of that. I will say we know the results of certain things now, which probably made him a little happier.
And as per usual, Max got pretty shitty, but that's Max. Lando did his whole usual about himself. But yeah, I mean, sprint quali was just not really. There was no standard to an unusual, to a usual sprint quali weekend.
Yeah.
Now, the sprint, on the other hand. Oh, did he? Oh, he did. Okay, so Perez got a 10-second time penalty.
And Hulkenberg received a 5-second.
Believe I can get an advantage.
Yeah. Now, was it just me, or was the start a bit manic? What you want out of a sprint race?
That was when, as I said to you guys after Austria, and this movie, even the people who dislike these regulations, I don't think anyone can argue they are creating racing.
Yeah.
The aero design, the way they've done it, is creating what we want. It's creating battles.
Oh, definitely.
It's what we want.
And I'm enjoying it. I actually think these are a great set of rules. Don't get me wrong, could they be better? Yeah, quite possibly, but I think it's some of the best, closest racing we've had.
Well, that's it. The cars can race a lot closer behind each other this year, whereas previous years, they've just not been able to.
And there's the strategy that comes from it. In that you get overtaken, but if you've used your deployment differently, it can come back to you in a different part of the track. And I actually really like that, because I like that strategy call. You might hold back at one point to give yourself a better shot at another.
Well, that was it. You go through cops, using all your energy. As soon as you hit that hanger straight, you've got no energy left.
As Hamilton found out.
I think it wasn't just Hamilton, it's quite a few of them found that out.
No.
But the sprint race was very
chaotic
for at least a good 5-6 laps.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, Ferrari just meh.
See, the problem is I can't say it doesn't have race pace, because
it does.
Well, no, what I'm trying, I can't say that because of obviously the next day, but I just did Hamilton, like, toward the end of the sprint race, was he using his deployment in the wrong places? And then
or was he just rapidly running out of tyres?
oh, yeah, or was it his tyres?
You know, he's
I think
been a
it's a
warm weekend.
Yeah, I think it was a mixture of both, really.
You got to say, Lando got a bit lucky.
Yeah. But you've got to be in it to win it,
Yeah.
so to speak.
To keep George at bay, I was surprised at. Because you know that Merc's quite quick.
Yeah.
And like I say, yet again, Leclerc just... He didn't seem to have the pace.
No, I mean, what was he? 12.6.
12.6 behind, yeah, by the end of the race.
You know, I mean, obviously, unlucky to Hadjar just not being able to get the point in the sprint. Obviously, Lawson got the last point. Piastri just didn't have the luck. Max definitely didn't have the luck. But the rest of them, like, you know, like the likes of, like, Lindblad, Gasly and Carlopinto and Bortoleto and stuff.
Lawson.
That's what I said. I did say Lawson. They were having pretty good battles, though. They were still having good scraps.
Yeah.
But the Williams were just... I expected the Williams to be a... I know we've always said the Williams is quick and straight line, but it doesn't seem to be this year.
Compared to how they finished last year off, I know they're completely different cars and things like that, but the way which Williams finished last year was fantastic.
Yeah.
But they seem to have gone back a step at the beginning of this year. It's just not there. I know they had problems, obviously, before pre-testing and things like that, which I think has had a major knock-on effect for the start of the season for them. You know, I'm hoping that obviously by the time we go into the summer break, after that, then they may put it back out of the hat, sort of thing.
And the thing is, though, we're two races down anyways of the season, which
they're on about trying to at least get one of them back in.
Where are you going to put it?
They want about at least bringing one of them back, or try and get both back in.
What instead of?
Nope, actually put them back in, actually adding them back onto the list.
So what, we're going to end up with a double header or a triple header? Because the summer break's not that far away, so we wouldn't have a chance to get them back in there.
What, the end of about the end of the season?
Don't know. I'm only going by what I've heard before, was that they're on about trying to get them back.
Well, that's the thing I'd heard. They were on about canning Abu Dhabi. Because
you can't can Abu Dhabi.
Well, they can because of the
Middle East. It depends on. Yeah, but that depends on how it goes. But yeah, no, there is talks about them bringing them back.
Well, see what the Middle East is doing by then. We've got a lot of time between now and then.
So with a bit of luck. Yeah, but if they were gonna, if they'd canned Bahrain and everything because of it all, and Jeddah, you think they would have been, even though it is that far down the line, you think they would have been looking at Abu Dhabi as well?
Yeah.
Because it's within the same continent. So you think they would have had a look at that as well? Because I'd heard they were canning Abu Dhabi and then putting Portimao, and they were going to put Portugal and something else in its place.
Well, no, isn't that as of next year? Portimao and one other are going to sort of
they're going to rotate
for years, aren't they?
But I heard they were going to put that in as a finisher to the season. That's what I'd heard anyways. Whether it happens, I doubt, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the sprint then?
It was really interesting. I said 5-6 laps, and then it just sort of steadied itself out.
Usually does. Because Kimmy got, when did Kimmy get Hamilton? Was it a little bit later on?
I want to say about lap 8 or possibly later. I don't think it was later than 8. Yeah, I think it was about lap 8 you got him.
It was once things had settled down, certainly. We got the initial sort of madness out of the way.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts, David?
Pretty much what you guys have said. I mean, congratulations to Antonelli. It was well. So I said that to me was the bounce back from a little bit of a bad weekend for him to come back and win that. Obviously, I know it's only 8 points. It's not the massive point score that a full-on win would be. But that could have been where his championship got derailed if things weren't.
Yeah. Now,
lap 9, Anthony took it from him.
Lap 9.
But it was, yeah, but he fought for it. He didn't, Hamilton didn't just let him pass.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I'm gonna note Lawson finishing ahead of Hadjar just to annoy Chris.
He can't really. I don't know. One thing I will say about Lawson, though, is his driving style is. Yeah, again, his driving style still isn't great. At times. And it, it's not gone unnoticed.
No, but you get the job done.
Oh, yeah, but nearly putting people off the track, yeah. Been a couple of times of that. Now, you say you saw quali, did you, David? Or did you want to see highlights?
No, I watched quali. Sprint quali, I actually watched. I didn't watch it till late Saturday afternoon.
Well,
but I did watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to let you take quali.
Right, well, wasn't expecting that, as you can probably tell. Aston Martin bringing up the rear once again, just for difference.
Well,
and then Colapinto just had an off session. I mean, he was beaten by Bottas, and I think he sort of gave at least one Alpine Williams and that a break from the bottom list.
Now, let me just quickly put this to you. How close were Aston Martin to
Perez?
No, not to Perez. To the
110%.
110%.
107%. I'd have to do the maths on that one, but I can tell you now, Stroll was 1.4 seconds off Perez, who was 20th, to the fastest time in that session, which, of course, as I've said to you, this doesn't allow you to put them in that order, which is freaking irritating.
Oh, tell me about it.
It was
29.2 for Hadjar for 29.2, wasn't it? So 29.2 to 32.8, so 3.6 seconds. If that's 107%, not 10%. Learn to type, you dumbass.
So it's 107.
132.3 apparently should be 110%. So no, they would have been out 107. So no, they would have been outside it.
And then that would have been
Stroll and Alonso.
Would have been both Aston Martins. having to apply to actually get into the race.
They'd have had to apply, wouldn't they? If they'd have.
Yeah.
Which I don't think nobody's ever been refused. I will say this because no team will ever refuse them because next thing their driver will get caught out.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't get let in, so they never.
Yeah.
I think the only biggest surprise for me in that bottom list would be Ocon going out in Q1.
Like I said, to me, Colapinto has been solidly out into Q2 fairly regularly. As the two Williams right down there, Behrman. I don't know. I expected more from Behrman, I think, this weekend in general.
Now,
I'll talk about him in a bit.
Neither Audi made the top 10, which they got to kind of hurt, considering this is where Hulkenberg got that famous podium this time last year.
I know.
Well, totally overshadowed Lando Norris winning his first home Grand Prix.
Yeah.
By Nico Hulkenberg coming home in third.
Pretty much.
That was a great race last year, though.
Oh, yeah. The foreshadowing, this one had its moments.
Yep.
Let's be honest. I mean, I know we're going to get onto ranting things. Chris's soapbox is being polished as we speak.
Oh, it's been polished and polished again and polished even more. But Hadjar outdoing Max.
And both of them outdoing Piastri.
Yeah. Problem is, Max isn't. I don't think Max is worried about Hadjar. I really don't. I don't see Max being worried about him because he can drive like him, he can keep up with him, and that's probably what Max wants.
It needs a battle for a change.
When Max stops complaining about the fucking car, but hey ho.
We'll go to that in a bit.
Yeah, like we say, McLaren. I don't know. I class McLaren just as midfield right now. Wouldn't class them as a top runner anymore at the moment. I mean, you might disagree, but
I still sit them in the top three, but more as that third place team, not the top. At the moment it is between Ferrari and Mercedes, and then McLaren sort of bringing up the rear sort of thing. But
maybe as it stands right now, to me, McLaren are fourth.
Well, who would you put in the third spot then?
I'd say the Red Bull's a stronger car.
True.
I would say if you were to, I would say McLaren are fourth. Is Racing Bulls not that far behind?
Which is that? Do you not think that's worrying McLaren right now? I'd be pretty fucking worried the fact that a sister team of a.
Do you think Zach Brown knows what the word worry is?
I have no idea, to be honest.
But that would be my honest. Yeah, but don't forget McLaren technically have a customer team as well, not of the same engine supplier. Don't get me wrong, but they are technically a customer team, so it's.
The thing with Zach Brown is he just takes it as each race as it comes.
Yeah.
He'll tell you straight if there's a problem. He'll tell you straight, rather than pussyfooting around it. Basically,
he's almost following the Gene Haas the Gunther Steiner philosophy, just not quite getting quite as far.
Yeah, but it's true though. He'll sit there. If the team's doing terrible, he'll openly admit we were bad, we were terrible.
Oh yeah,
pretty much.
And they got to go back to the drawing board and find out. They've got to have the debrief and find out why they're bad.
Yeah.
Why can't they keep up? And that's the thing about him is he will tell you how it is.
Now, obviously going at Q3. 2 Racing Bulls in Q3.
That's why I'm there. That's why I'm here, stood here saying I think they're close to McLaren.
That's what I mean. There can't be a bad car if both their drivers managed to get into Q3.
It isn't a thing. Is it's never been a terrible car.
No,
The Toro Rosso, as was, and sorry to me, it still is, has never been a bad car. It's got the same engine as the Red Bull, which, as we've discussed earlier, that Ford unit doesn't seem to be that far off the mark.
no.
Like,
You know, and it's a solid performer. I mean, I could see them getting a podium or two by the end of the season.
Quite
It's going to take
possible.
some.
Oh, it'll
It's
take
going
some
to take
luck.
some shithousery.
It probably will do,
But they're one of those teams. They're playing the game that Racing Point. What was it called before Aston Martin? When they were pink.
what's right?
what's
What's Racing Point, wasn't it?
Was Racing
Was it
Point,
Racing
wasn't
Point? Why am I quite
Yeah,
They're almost playing the position that they used to.
yeah.
They were always next.
Yeah.
And if the big guys tripped up, they were there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of where they are, which is great news because, I mean, Joe said Lawson's Lindblad's performing well considering his first season.
Yeah.
He's solid.
Well, Limbo was in F2 when Kimi was.
Yeah.
And Hadjar, I think. I think it was
Yeah.
Hadjar as well.
Well, a lot of them
Because-
sort of come up together through the F2 ranks, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So they know each other.
But when you consider, I don't think Max has very long left in F1. I really don't.
I mean, I know there was the talk of Max going to McLaren and everything, but
No, that's
he
all
won't.
bollocks. If Max leaves Red Bull, he's going endurance racing or something, or
Yeah, he'll go.
Stick him in Rallycross.
he'll go and get that Le Mans victory or something like that, or he'll actually go and manage to win the Nürburgring 24-hour.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Couldn't see him going over to IndyCar.
It's a shame,
No.
but no. Do a K-Mag and go into NASCAR.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, but that's why, to me, the likes of Lindblad and Lawson doing well is a great sign for that, because one of those seats is going to become available, in my opinion, in the next 2 seasons. And both those guys are showing good. I mean, Lawson's been there once and dropped back. Whether he'd go back again, jury's kind of out a little bit.
Well, he
So
might.
if Max did leave it at the year, obviously, who would you stick in that seat?
I'd probably give Lindblad
I was
the
gonna
shot,
say,
to be
yeah,
fair. And this is going against what I would normally think, but Antonelli's kind of proven my theory a little bit wrong. I'll admit it. You know what I mean? My theory
hope
always
for
was
that.
you give them 2 or 3 seasons in a lower car, let them build experience. You do it that way. But Antonelli's kind of proven that that's maybe not as necessary.
No.
So yeah, give Lindblad a shot.
Hmm. Now, Q3, obviously, you know, as we're still in Q3, but I thought at one point Leclerc was on pole. I honestly thought Leclerc was going to get that pole.
It was close, but yeah.
Obviously, Hamilton got it at first. I was like, okay, maybe Hamilton's got pole. Leclerc comes along, gets provisional pole, and then the next minute, out of fucking nowhere, it's weird because Kimi's like Max. Kimi can just put in these fucking laps.
Yeah.
And it's like, huh? Oh shit, okay, Kimi's got pole. Well, this could be interesting for the start. But fair play to him. Like I say, he seems to be able to just... I don't know what it is.
They always seem to find that little bit extra when they need it.
Yeah. Oh, he can. Came back Russell, but hey ho.
I think they all kind of, in their own ways, they all can find that little bit of something special, given the right time of day.
I know, but Kimmy's just something else right now. He's proven that time and time again during qualifying.
Yeah. The thing is, I think with Kimmy, obviously, he had some bad races last year and it sort of knocked his confidence. This year, he's had a couple of bad results. He's had some results not go his way, not through his own fault, but he's bounced back stronger.
Yeah. So obviously moving.
He's learned to cope with it better.
Yeah. So obviously moving on to the starting grid, obviously Stroll ended up taking a penalty, 10-place penalty.
Change engine components.
And Gasly ended up getting a 3-place penalty for
Impeding another driver, which was, I think, Stroll he impeded.
pretty much.
How you know they're out to get you when you get a penalty for that?
Now, okay, build up. Did you see any of the build up?
Yes.
I jumped in during the grid walk.
Oh, dude, you missed the Lego cars.
I know, just the way it went.
That was hilarious.
Why the fuck did they follow fucking Ben Salayem in the fucking gravel?
So, just to clarify, they had a driver's briefing about it. They weren't allowed to they weren't allowed to go off the track. They had to wear seatbelts. They weren't allowed to give any other driver a lift, and they weren't to crash into each other.
Well, that all went
And all
out
those,
all that
and all
went out
those
the
rules
window.
got thrown out the window, eh?
Literally.
In fact,
It was hilarious to watch, though.
yeah, they got like, what was it? It was like bloody
Ollie
FIA
Behrman
president.
doing brilliant. Can I just say one thing? I know we sit there and we moan about him left, right, and centre, but I know he didn't have a Lego one, but fair play to him for actually going out there, joining him.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, he took him off track and going through the gravel. But he actually got out of his own car and helped everybody else first before sorting himself out.
Yeah, no, he did.
And then at the end, he was pushing
Antonelli.
It was brilliant.
And then bloody Sainz jumped on Lando's car.
Yep. Ollie Behrman doing donuts.
Yeah.
And Alonso winning.
Yeah, Bottas and Ocon.
I think it was Ocon and Bottas, yeah. Literally cutting that last corner. Straight across the grass. Hamilton was in the lead, but sod that. Cut across the grass and Alonso won.
It was just pandemonium. But it's like I said to you guys, it's going to be a hoot, and it proved that it was. But
The only thing one thing I will say about that though was, and we all know how much I love Hamilton and things like that, but he didn't actually want to take part in it. You could tell he didn't by the way in which they were doing close ups of him and he's just on his phone, not really participating.
He was. There was points where he was laughing. I have seen videos.
Yeah, but it was more
ha
sort of thing. No, because he didn't actually want to originally do it
because he wasn't getting paid. Because they weren't getting paid. That's what it was over. It's because Lego weren't paying them to do that. It's like, seriously, just get over your fucking self. It wasn't just Hamilton, though. There was a couple of other drivers. Like, look, they've spent so many hours on these fucking cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
but it was just such quality fun.
It was, you know what I mean? It was just like,
it's stuff like that the fans really enjoy, and that's the kind of thing.
That's why Lego brought it back, because the fans were like, "You've got to do it again. You've got to bring it back," and it got brought back here.
And they basically used a electric go-kart.
Yeah.
And built it around that. Whereas before, it was just literally the whole thing was Lego.
Yeah.
So there was some difference to it, but it was just
hilarious.
I think Martin worked it out to do a full lap, proper lap.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why they put it right at the beginning. because it was just going to be pandemonium, and it proved it to be right. And yeah, it was just, you know, it just made you laugh because it was like, oh yeah, they've been told not to do this, this, and this, and it was like, they ain't gonna fucking listen to you, and they didn't. They didn't disappoint, that's for certain. Now, obviously, you'll saw, Alan, the Lotus, won't you?
No, I missed that.
Oh, did you miss it?
Yeah,
I think you have to fill me in on that one.
It was
Ollie Berman won it.
Behrman driving Senna's Lotus. And yeah, watching that, after he'd finished his laps, he just broke down. Literally just burst into tears. And it's
But
like,
it's something special though.
oh yeah.
Driving a car like that obviously one of the greats. I've taken it far too soon, in my opinion.
I don't think many people are going to disagree with you.
No.
You know, driving a car that he's driven, and it's just the emotion, the adrenaline, and everything else going through all at once. It's going to be overwhelming.
Oh yeah, he was only supposed to do
For a couple of laps, he stayed out longer.
3 laps, and he did an extra
Yeah.
lap. But he apologized to the guy for doing the extra lap, and the guy said, just, don't worry about it. It's, it's nice to see it being run. And yeah, but it's the sound of him, because it was him and Karoon that drove it, and it's just the sound of it.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll ever get that again. We'll never get like, the V10s or anything like that again, because they're all. I don't think
the way the world's going, isn't it? In general. I mean, I've talked about this in other things because it's not really an F1 thing, but generally in road cars, you go back to the early 2000s, your family saloon top model would be a V6, possibly a V8.
Oh yeah, no.
And that was normal. Whereas now, a 2 litre is considered a big engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a 2.1, and wow, you're laughing.
We've got the case where the big work vans have 2 litres in them.
Mm.
It's the way the world's going, and the thing is, the F1 is trying to do its bit to appeal. They've got to appeal to manufacturers, so they've got to build specs that manufacturers want to build.
Oh, we're not that.
They are attracting new manufacturers, so it's working.
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah, we'll never, we'll never hear the sounds of a screaming V8 really, unless it's like classic cars like, or the classic ones at Goodwood, or but to actually race within Formula One, that era's done, which is such a shame.
But then again, would people have said the same things back when manual gearboxes went? It's just development. It's just evolution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People have said the same. We said similar when the Halo came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've seen what how that Halo saved. I mean, we only have to go back to Garage On.
Yeah.
Or Guan Yu Zhou.
Yeah.
Or Max landing on top of Hamilton at Monza. Just stuff like that. It is what it is, really. So obviously, going on to the race start, I was a little bit gutted at the race start because I was thinking, shit, because Antonelli just got bogged down again.
It was wheel spin as he clipped him into second, wasn't it? And the car just seemed
Yeah.
to go backwards.
And he,
Thing is, it's not the first time he's had that problem. It's not the
At
first
the
time he's
start-
had that problem this season.
At the start of the year, the McLarens were shite, weren't they? You know, remember the start of this season, the Ferraris were untouchable off a start.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, Hamilton tried it again this weekend, but in a different method. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's obvious. 'Cause, I mean, we now do that turbo spool up phase of the start, don't we? We do that
Yeah.
prep.
Yeah, the
Like a five.
the pre-start.
The
Yeah.
5 second pre-start. And then go, go, go.
I mean,
But-
I get why they do the pre-start, but yeah. I mean,
The thing is, both Mercedes and Ferraris both have two different size turbos.
well, yeah,
Ferrari's a bigger turbo than the Mercedes.
small.
Ferrari's
Ferrari-
bigger.
No, the
Ferraris,
Ferraris have the smaller.
Ferraris
That's
have
how
the
they
small,
that's
the
how
smaller
they-
turbo.
getting the start slow because the smaller turbo takes less to spool.
That's right. That's why they struggle at the higher altitude.
Yeah.
And oh, that's okay. I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting. I'll come on to that. The race was all right. It had its moments.
It started well, went a bit in the middle, and then at the end went really. Well, we'll talk about that.
Hmm.
You know, obviously news came through fairly early about Hamilton's jump start, or was it moving before the start? Because it's not officially a jump start because he did stop the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of had that ever so slight movement in pre-anticipation of the lights, and yeah,
Well, Alonso. Was it Alonso? Alonso parked up, didn't he, by the.
Yeah, he parked up and then got it going, which led the Crofty to comment that he was trying to reenact the F1 movie, you know, start with hot tyres and.
Yeah. Because he trundled it into the pit lane, didn't he?
Yeah, but then the car must have got out again. I never actually got to hear what that was about.
Yeah, I didn't hear either. I mean, the race had its moments, but the sprint was better. Weirdly enough.
yeah. As we said, you know, there's some good battles going on. You know,
And
but just nothing that really kept you on the edge of your seat throughout the whole race
no.
compared to Austria.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna talk about Antonelli.
That's just bad luck.
It wasn't a bad look, he'd have none at all, let's be fair.
Well, he got the 5-second time penalty, didn't he, for exceeding track limits?
Do we not want to talk about a couple of bits and pieces in between? Because that's right at the very end, isn't it? Really?
Well, didn't Stroll get multiple penalties for exceeding track limits?
But I don't think he got an
No,
actual penalty. I think
he
he got he got to a black and white. Now we're missing there. Whatever happened to Albon that caused the car to be in and out the pits more often than
I
kept?
say, yeah.
Don't
I
know.
think I think they ended up just doing
It was a test session, basically.
yeah.
Well, why did Hulkenberg DNF?
His car stopped on track, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did we see it?
He come to a stop. I think yes, we did. I think it was off the racing line, so it didn't require a safety car or anything. Or
Wasn't
did we
that
have
the
a very
first-
brief VSC?
I think that was the very first VSC we had, and it literally lasted, what, 30 seconds?
Because the car was round a bend on the inside of the circuit with
It
a
was-
barrier
oh,
basically
yeah,
covering it.
Yeah.
It was at the old start straight, the original start straight.
Was that where Hamilton was supposed to have been?
It's where Hamilton overtook Max in 2021.
Oh no,
Hmm.
I know it's Cobbs. No, was Hamilton under investigation at that point, or did he get noted for?
No, this was at the end during the full safety car.
Yeah, don't get me started about that one. That result.
What I will say is, because obviously, yeah, looking at the notes here, this is something I didn't know about, which was Sainz received 1 penalty lap for overtaking the safety
Yes,
car.
I did. I know about that because I was going to bring
Do you?
that.
Good, because I have no idea about that one.
Going to bring that up when we get to
Excuse
that.
me.
Yeah, I don't know why Albon.
Something was obviously wrong with the car, so they decided to use it as a test session, but he was in and out of the pits.
Did he not have a scuffle with somebody earlier on?
No.
Well,
No,
Piastri had to get a wing, didn't he?
yeah, that was. I don't think that was Albon.
Was that not Albon?
I don't think he was. I honestly can't remember now. You're testing me here.
Bear with me. I'm just trying to. Because it was on the first couple of laps, wasn't it? It was on the first lap into turn. I want to say turn 3, but it could be turn 6.
Please hold call.
Awkward silence.
Yeah.
Try not to-
So Albon and Piastri both pitted for new front wings.
So it was Albon then. I thought it
It
was.
was straight up high, wasn't
no.
it?
Turn 6 incident involving cars 23 Albon and 87 Berman.
Ah,
Lawson.
oh well.
There's Piastri and Lawson tangled.
And Oscar
Albon
came
hit
off worse.
Berman. Yeah, and Albon hit Berman.
Yeah, because Behrman ended up spinning off backwards, didn't he?
Yeah.
You saw that. That was
Oh,
lap
yeah,
one,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
So do you think he?
Because then Albon got a 10-second penalty for it.
So they served that at the pit stop,
Yeah.
Well, they served that during the race. Yeah, he managed to serve that.
which do you like I said? Do you think that from that earlier scuffle has possibly buggered him up a bit though?
It kind of looked that way. Because like I say, the car
Yeah.
obviously wasn't right, but they wanted the track time.
Mm.
And then they did actually retire the car. They didn't actually finish the race.
No.
And they were too many laps down by that point. And then we probably get on to the start of the troubles for Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah.
Was it a brake duct, did we decide in the
No.
end, that failed?
Do you remember the old?
They used to have the little winglets that went over the front wheels, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one
Was
of
it
them.
last season?
It was one of them. Actually, no. We had George's puncher first.
Correct,
Yes.
yeah, which actually may have turned out to have actually worked in his favour, weirdly.
Wonder what caused it. I know there's been memes going around about it being a Lego brick, but they had the sweepers out after that. So
you know, obviously, like I say, I honestly think the penalty actually helped him. But like I say, that's I think it put him in a better position than if he hadn't have had it. But saying then Kimi, now this is where you're going to get onto the penalty thing, and I have a feeling we're going to have different opinions on this one.
So Kimi started to have problems around lap 41 to 42.
well, he hit the curb coming out. Was it Cops?
Yep, kind of the serrated curbs.
And that then dislodged this wheel winglet thing, which then started causing him all sorts of problems steering wise.
Yep.
Now, was that track limit penalty justified?
I'm going to let you two answer first because I have a feeling I have a difference of opinion with you guys.
For me, I'm going to say yes, purely and simply.
Wow.
You've got to, I know.
No, but this is weird because I'm going to agree with you.
Oh, okay. So
I thought you
go
two
back
would say
to
no.
Miami. You go back to Miami. You can say the same thing. What happened there? Was it Leclerc? I'm trying to think now. Who basically had front end damage. Couldn't turn the car. Was going over the track. Same thing with Anthony. He had issues. So just because you got that damage doesn't mean you're going to get away with not getting a penalty. You're still going to get your track limits. You're going to go over them. You're going to hit your penalty. And the team told him that.
Now, I'm going to say no, but for a different reason.
Right, do you want to go next or do you want?
Oh, I'll go. Now,
You go on, then I'll pick up the rear.
if he had a damaged car, right, which he did, why did he carry on and was not ordered to bring that car in?
Because I think the way in which as they did do at one point, was literally pull the wheel shield off. And that was their way of seeing whether that would fix it.
Yeah, I know that. But it was, what I mean was, if that car was damaged, then why were the, like, you know, like they do if your wings severely...
driving the car in an unsafe manner.
Yeah, why wasn't he brought in over that?
I think if I understand what you're saying. Yes, they could have brought him in under that, but I think they were under the impression that they could actually sort the problem out by taking out that wheel shield, and that would help the issue. Obviously, the stewards can get involved and say, "Look, you're driving that car in an unsafe manner. You're disqualified for carrying on for too long."
Well, that's what I mean. I don't understand why that didn't get to that point, because there was arguments over the radio, and clearly the stewards can probably hear this.
I think, if I can jump in, I think what it is, because I think the driving a car in an unsafe condition is more relating to if a car's going down the track shedding parts.
Yeah.
If it's throwing bits at competitors and spectators, I don't think the unsafe condition really applies. Because I don't think the car was unsafe.
It's kind of the same if you go back to Silverstone a few years and Hamilton having 3 wheels on the wagon.
And he got away with that, if you remember correctly.
He's got away with something else and all.
I have different opinions on that, but for reasons that will become hilariously confident at the end. But anyway, in my opinion, if you've got a car that you cannot keep on the track, you should be retiring it. So the penalty should stand, in my opinion, for that reason.
Yeah, but the problem was they tried to bring him in, but...
Well, one of the says Boxer can retire the car, but he literally said, "I can try for 1 point for 1 point."
This, to me, is where we saw a real maturity from Antonelli, because it would have been very easy for him to go, "Fuck this is shit." Throw his steering wheel and walk off.
Like somebody did.
But he didn't. Because there was a chance of that 1 point, and he knows that 1 point could be critical at season end.
Exactly.
Now, like I say, my opinion is, I applaud his efforts, but to me, when he couldn't keep the car on the track, it should be retired.
Yeah.
So to me, the penalty stands because you've got a car on the track that you cannot keep on the track.
Yeah, but the problem
Was it unsafe? In my opinion, no, because like I say, it wasn't going around throwing components at anybody else.
no, but you don't know if that bit could have broke off or anything.
I think even if it had have done, it would have been that wound within the suspension components.
Could have shot it could have thinged the tire though.
Oh yeah. And Russell's puncher could have exploded the rear wing off. It didn't. You can't. If the shoulda, woulda, coulda game doesn't really apply to this one.
No, but it makes you wonder how long Russell had got before that tire was going to explode.
They obviously saw a pressure drop early and pulled him in beforehand.
I just like the way Russell goes, "Oh, you got a puncher. Who? You."
Yeah, because to him, he probably couldn't, because he was obviously not. It wasn't like a blowout punch. It was obviously a slow leak. Now it could have been a rim failure. It sounds to me more like it's a rim failure than that, because usually if a tire fails, a tire goes. Maybe they had a rim failure, but obviously while Antonelli's having all this problem, Max decides to spend some time at the beach.
Now,
What else did you want to say, Dame Britain?
Who?
where else did you want to thing in a day in Britain? Basically.
Yeah. Which brought us out? A safety car.
No. I don't think that. I honestly don't think that was an error on Max's part.
No, it wasn't.
It's hard to tell, isn't it?
The rear wing, it wasn't shutting properly.
I thought when they slowed it down, it looked like it had closed properly.
No, I hadn't quite. It looked it, but there's still a ever so slight gap. I think you find him, which it caused the back end to go. And obviously, going into that corner at speed, you're gonna.
No, it's like Russell's car
accident.
walking him off.
It was like Max's did. It was like Max's did back in Australia on qualifying, if you remember.
Yeah,
I think he had problems with it before that, though. A lap beforehand with his rear wing. So, and I'm not going to sit here and deny it. When I did see him a spin-off, I did cheer.
yeah.
We know I'm not the biggest. We know I'm not the biggest Max's fan. Take it wrong. I think he's a good driver and things like that, but I'm just not his biggest fan.
So yeah.
So yeah.
But the safety car came out.
Yep.
With what was it, 4, 5, maybe 6 laps to go, something like that. When the initial first.
Well, Max crashed at 46.
48. Lap 48. Max crashed out.
So those 4 laps. I actually said to Shell when it crashed, I said, "We're ending on the safety car here."
No.
I knew there was no way we could get the car cleared
How
up.
could it have been Max crashing out at 48 when he said it? When it says he's only done 46 here.
I'm looking at the lap by lap things, and it says lap 48 out of 52. More like drama here. Verstappen is off in the gravel at Stowe. The safety car's called.
For number one, they'd only count completed laps. That'd be 47 at the most, and maybe he lost a lap before the car obviously got DNF'd. He got lapped.
Possibly.
But anyway, as soon as that safety car came out, I said it's going to end under safety car. I couldn't see us getting racing again. Especially not, let's be honest, Abu Dhabi 21 vibes start rattling around.
What are you talking about?
Now, before Kimi, let me put this before we go to this safety car bit, because this, Kimi was on course to catch Leclerc within 3 laps before his problem started.
Yeah.
Would Kimi have caught him? Would Kimi have caught him and passed him?
Yes.
David?
I would agree, yeah, because he was showing good pace. I mean, to me, I wasn't so much watching ahead. I was watching the gap between him and I think it was Gasly. Because he got the 5-second penalty. but he was pulling away, and it was like he could have pulled the. I think he could have certainly pulled the 5 seconds on Gasly
Until
to
Max,
nullify that penalty.
until Max put them spanner in the works.
Yeah. At which point, obviously, 5 seconds when they're nose to tail is halfway down the grid.
Yeah. So, yeah, as we were saying, safety car comes out, and everything slowed down.
Pit stops happen for pretty much everyone except George Russell.
Yeah.
Which
Do you think Ferrari made the right choice though in pitting both of them?
with the information you would have to hand at the time, yes. I mean, let's be honest. Let me say one thing here. Mercedes lost Abu Dhabi 2021 by not pitting.
Yep.
I still stand by that. They lost that race because they didn't pit.
Yeah.
Because in any circumstance where they pitted that race, Max wouldn't have passed Lewis.
No.
So the right call was to pit. Have fresh tyres. If you do get green laps, you've got green laps with fresh tyres on.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't get green laps.
Because something weird, there was this weird moment where we got the safety car ending on the screen.
Yeah.
I said to Shell, the lights aren't out.
Mm.
The lights always go out as he starts the finals, usually be about the end of the final straight.
Yeah.
I said to her, the lights aren't out. It's not, something's wrong. And the next thing, we pass the pit entrance.
Yeah.
And it's still there. I'm like, no, something's going on here. At which point, Martin Brundle, I think, was about ready to cost himself an F1 contract.
Just a little bit.
You know, asking Crofty if he had the bleep machine to hand.
Yeah. I've never seen Martin get like that, though.
No, I know he's a big critic of this lapped cars situation.
Well,
And I can't say I disagree with him.
now, speaking of
Now, I'm
lapped
assuming this is
cars-
where Sainz got this penalty, I assume.
Yes. So, technically, Sainz wasn't supposed to unlap himself.
If he's up down, surely he's allowed to.
No, because he wasn't.
I'm trying to think
he
now,
wasn't
because
a lap down.
we got a list of car numbers at the top of the
And
screen, didn't we?
I swear his number was on it.
He's 55, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have to, can I do this while we're talking?
Because the weird thing is, I'm trying.
Well, that's a blue screen. Oh.
And
Do you reckon they? Because obviously they cleared the car.
they
pretty
could have
quickly,
got
I
going.
thought. They've got the lap cars out the way, and then
And
at
a
least
decent
half a
amount
lap,
down the road.
because there's nothing in the regulations to say that the cars that have unlapped themselves have to rejoin the back of the
No.
pack. There's no ruling about that.
No, they just have to be far enough ahead.
So half a lap ahead, obviously they're
Probably
going
would
to
have
go.
been enough.
Yeah. So I still reckon they should have had that one lap showdown.
Possible. Now, apparently, according to Crofty and Brundle, the safety car was called and then redeployed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we actually know the reason why the redeployment took place? I do not.
No.
So there
It
was no
wasn't-
redeployment.
There was no redeployment.
It was a error.
Software error.
Oh, Christ.
So, right.
But can I ask you one question
What?
about this? Do you think it was a software error, or do you think the FIA fucked up that much, or the race director from that fucked up that much that they had to blame something rather than admit it was their fault?
I think the race director fucked up that much. I think it was a fuck up. Big fuck up. Now,
It's entirely possible. Let's not lie about that.
so, right. So, I'm reading something here. On the penultimate lap, this is on the F1 website, lap drivers were allowed to overtake the safety car and rejoin at the back of the field. Per the regulations, we've signed one of the several drivers to complete the procedure. However, it was noted after the race that the Williams driver had incorrectly unlapped himself, having not been entitled to do so under Article B5, 13.4C of the FIA F1 regulations. The stewards acknowledged that although car 55 was lapped at the safety car line 1 when entering the pit lane, due to the specific track and pit lane configuration at Silverstone, it had temporarily unlapped itself by the time it crossed the line at the end of the lap. The document continued that given the exceptional track layout of this event, the stewards understand how the sequence of events may have contributed to the team's confusion. However, the stewards also noted that the team failed to notice that Sainz was not a lapped car at the relevant reference point, and that Sainz was not included in the race control message identifying the cars permitted to overtake the safety car.
That is correct.
As a result, you've got
Well,
a screen grab, haven't you?
I can because I can't screen grab the
right.
Sky F1.
Fair
The
enough.
best I can do is take a photo with my phone because
Yeah.
OBS won't get Sky. But basically, I've got lap 51 in front of me now on my screen.
Mm.
Race control. Lapped cars may now overtake the safety car. 81, 14, 87, 31, 18, 11, and 77. 55 is not listed.
I thought it was.
No.
But I understand what they're saying about the track configuration because obviously, you know yourself.
Because the pit
way
lane
which you
cuts
go-
the last corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can actually win the race in the pit lane. We know that. Schumacher's done it before. So I can see their confusion as to why. So, but yeah, I just think race director made a big cock up and he's failing to a mare.
Oh, too right. It was a big fuck up. Now,
This is why they changed the rules for this because of 2021.
yeah. Now, Hamilton got third place, but he was under investigation.
For failing
yeah.
to slow enough under yellow flags.
Yeah. And what the fuck
Now-
what did he get for it?
A
Reprimand.
reprimand.
How fucking bullshit is that? I'm
There's
sorry.
a whole...
That is
like I
utter
said-
fucking bullshit.
Like I said, there's a reason why I'm not actually entirely unhappy with that will become apparent very soon.
Nah, that's bullshit.
But
They made
reading
them
the,
stewards make an example of every other fucking driver, but yet he fucking gets away with it yet a fucking again.
Or did he get away with it in 2021, did he? So I had to bring that up there.
But yet, when he's questioned about it in the media pen, he gets on his fucking high horse about shit.
I don't think they knew the full results then, did they?
But Hamilton himself said, I'm going to get a penalty. He said
he's
it
been on it.
himself. He fucking admitted it before he'd even been to see the stewards. So that is bullshit that he only got a reprimand over that, even if he clearly cut and admitted guilt himself. The fucking stewards are absolute useless twats this season. They really are.
I say you
Because-
can have a go at the stewards for that, but you cannot have a go at Hamilton because obviously he admitted.
But he admitted his guilt.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
he's not going to sit. He's not going to sit there and give out his own penalty. He's down, as we say, down to the stewards.
But he got away with it yet again. And this is the thing. The stewards are that inconsistent because there's been times where they will hammer everybody for a little for things. Like, you know, you've got your track limits, you've got your signs receiving your penalty, you've got all the shit they handed out in previous races. Yet, when it come to something like that, he got a reprimand and not a penalty for it.
So, here we go. In a document released detailing the verdict, Hamilton was said to have failed to slow for a single yellow flag at turn 9 on lap 38. It explains that Britain had entered the relevant sector before any yellow flag or yellow light panel was displayed, and that the yellow indication on the steering wheel display only appeared once the driver was already on the straight towards turn 10 and close to the end of the yellow flag zone. The evidence showed that there was no yellow light panel warning within the driver's immediate field of vision, and that the yellow indication on the steering wheel display remained visible for only a very short period.
But he'd seen it. Because if he'd admitted he was getting a penalty for it, he'd seen it.
Agree.
Because somebody else saw it behind him and lifted. I think it was Max. Max lifted.
No, it really was George, wasn't it? Because
Well,
Max
whoever it-
was out at this point.
I don't know who it was.
It's
one of
Max's
them.
yellow flag that caused this situation.
Was it Max's or was it Hulkenberg's? Because I'm sure it was Hulkenberg's.
No, it was Max. I'm sure it was Max's right at the end. It wasn't Hulk's.
What lap
Well, this
was it?
is still up on lap 38.
Right, that's Hulkenberg's.
Tell me, Hulk. Now, this is checked. I thought this was supposed to do with Max's incident. This is
No.
actually changing.
That was Hulkenberg's. So if there was no visible on the track, but it was on his dash, he didn't lift. That's a slam dunk penalty.
Mm.
We've seen it happen to other drivers, but yet, like I say, he gets away with a
Yeah, but-
reprimand.
But as I said, it was literally of the shortest period because he was already practically near the end of what would have been the yellow flag area.
But it's still, yeah, but the driver behind still lifted.
Because they would have been there. Because as I'm saying, there was no indication at the time of a yellow flag. So obviously the driver behind him will see that yellow flag and light board and everything else.
There was no light board. They showed Max's on board. There was no light board up.
But I'm just going by what they said and the evidence that they had.
Like I say, again, inconsistencies.
Continue said the stewards were therefore satisfied that the time available for the driver to react to the yellow flag indicated was very limited.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Don't buy that with the stewards at all. Really don't. It's so inconsistent. If that had been Max, I can tell you now, if that had been Max or any other driver that had done that, they'd have been slapped with a fucking penalty. Could see it coming. Oh, they would have done. If that had been Lando, that'd have been Oscar, they'd have been slapped with a penalty over it.
No, the evidence is there. Then obviously the evidence is there. You can't sit there and,
But he didn't lift off.
because he didn't have time to react. That's what they're saying. It's very limited time for him to react.
They're saying when the yellows flew, he was already. It's like if you're driving up to a set of traffic lights and they go amber as you're 6 feet from the line.
You go.
You're not expected to emergency stop for that.
No, you go. But
This is the situation Lewis was in. By the time he got to that zone
He
and he
could have
did
lifted.
back off, He did lift. He just didn't lift enough. Was the
In reaction time, and that's what they were saying that he could,
Yeah.
because it was too close to the end. It was so close to the end of the yellow flag zone that there wasn't time available for the driver to react.
But Max was behind him at that point, but could still lift. Max lifted to avoid any shit like that.
Because he was further behind, therefore he can see it a lot. He can react more. Whereas if you're towards the end of the yellow flag zone when it first comes on, you're not going to have time to react quick enough.
He still could have lifted
That's
slightly.
what this. But he did lift slightly, but he just wasn't obviously enough compared to Max. But he still gets away with it because it was towards the end, and as I said, it wasn't enough time for him to react with the limited. To the yellow flag indication was very limited, so therefore, yeah, getting a reprimand is justifiable.
surprisingly, I agree with Alan.
Nah, too many.
If he got away with
inconsistencies
if he got away
from
with it completely, then yeah, fair enough. Obviously, your point, but he got reprimanded for it.
Yeah, but again, inconsistencies with the stewards. They'd slam anybody else for it. They'd slam everybody else for stuff. They've slammed everybody else for stuff like that in the past, but yet they can't hold that up. And these stewards are supposed to be ex-racing drivers and all this crap. Actually, are they even racing drivers anymore? Because they got rid of them. Go on then, David. What are you going to say?
What do you mean? What from what?
I don't know. You were going to say something, but then you backtracked yourself.
I think it was just to do with this. I think it was just the fact that I agree with Alan. Like I say, I get where you're coming from, and I said I can't believe I'm sat here defending Hamilton, but the report I read made it clear that the thing I didn't realise, I thought it was to do with the Max incident, not the Hulkenberg one. I didn't read a lap count. But basically, by the time that yellow flag flew, what I read was he was pretty much in the zone. And he did back off, but just not by what they consider enough. The mitigating circumstances were that he would have struggled to see, react, and slow down enough in the time he had.
And not cause a major accident behind.
Well, not even that. It's not even the major accident. It's just literally at the speed they're travelling, for him to see the dash, process it in his head, and slow. He's probably through the zone.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's why he got dropped, because they made note that because what they're saying with that is, yes, he went through that zone too fast. They are not letting him off. But they are saying that situation meant he did what he could.
What he did was justifiable, being, you know, as I said, close to the end of that yellow flag zone.
Yeah. Now, like I say, we have. I mean, a 5-second penalty would have been disastrous. A 5 or a 10-second penalty would have dropped him out the points, and
yeah,
And
you know, even five from where he finished would have put
Another thing they
him.
need to stop fucking doing is, oh, we're going to investigate it after the session.
That I never like, but I guess in this situation, it's because they wanted information probably from Lewis himself. Unfortunately, I agree with you 100%, but occasionally we are going to have to. This isn't like football. We can't stop the race to go and talk to the drivers.
Oh, we know that, but it's just.
They overuse investigators after the race. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Or qualifying or anything.
Oh, yeah,
You
the
know.
session. They overuse it, but there are going to be situations where maybe they need the driver's input. Or they need information that the teams cannot give them while they're also trying to conduct a session.
No.
And in situations like that, it's justified. Like I say, it's overused, 100%,
You're right, it's overused.
but it's not. You can't. You're going to have that on occasion. It's a reason why in
It's nearly every
legal
fucking
system,
weekend.
I said it's overused.
I know, but it's nearly
I
every
fully
weekend.
agree with you on that one. They overuse it. They 100% overuse it. But
Oh, we know they do.
like I say, it's a reason why in legal systems you don't have a court date 10 minutes after you're arrested.
Well, Obviously not.
because they need time to
Oh,
sort things
don't
out.
talk to me about that shit, because I do know this.
No, I know you do. This is why I'm saying it to you, because, you know, at the end of the day, we want the FIA to be making informed decisions. We don't want them insta reacting, because that's when you end up with fucking appeals and all that shite. And then we end up not knowing the result of a race for 6 bloody months.
Well, that's true.
And we can't wait that long to record a podcast. I'm sorry. You know, we're still waiting the result of whether Felipe Massa's won, what was it, the 2008 World Championship?
I'm not.
I think that got squashed. I think that got squashed actually, but it's just a cracking comment for that particular moment.
Yeah, probably did. I mean,
So,
okay,
like I say,
you know,
Antonelli's penalty dropped him down to 15th in the end.
yeah,
So all that fighting for that last point proved
was
fruitless
nothing.
anyway.
yeah.
And can I just say, I really got the impression that Leclerc loved the fact that he feels he robbed that win off Hamilton. Did you not hear his comment on as he was coming back to the grid, something about at this race? Because all the momentum has been with Hamilton, really, hasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, Leclerc crashed in Monaco. He had bad luck in Barcelona. He didn't have a great Austria. And I think he feels like he took Hamilton's home race away from him.
probably.
And I think he enjoyed that quite a lot. I mean, we can't argue, can we? We had Brit second, third, and fourth, which is nice. Solid Hadjar fifth. Okay, yeah, the Max crash promoted a couple of people, but
Well, good, you know, another good haul of points for Racing Balls, like.
yeah, Racing Bulls, Lawson performed well.
Yeah.
Piastri down. Piastri had a nothing weekend, didn't he?
Yeah.
11th place, didn't even get a point. You know,
Gasly.
Colapinto, wow. Colapinto beat him.
Calipino beat Gasly, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Well, it went for the fact that obviously they could unlap themselves. Piastri was a lap down. Was he lap down? 81. I can't remember now. I've got a lot of cars since then.
I mean,
But
overall, like, standings, it's getting close now between Russell and Antonelli.
it's getting closer, isn't it? We're still what? I think we're still.
Well, Antonelli's 179, George is only 154.
So basically a race win, 25 points, isn't it?
And Hamilton's 100, and Hamilton's 147.
Yeah. So, Kimi needs to stop having bad luck. Oh, Gremlins. I mean, Merc are 100 and odd points. 100 and something points clear of Ferrari at the minute. Which... Not even going to say that's sewn up yet, but...
No.
Hey, what though? It's close between Alpine and Racing Balls, isn't it? Literally 1 point in it.
That's why that double points finish for them means so much.
Yeah.
Alpine's on 60, Racing Balls on 59.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I know, like I say, already for sort of midfield, it's going to be between Alpine and Racing Balls. Because
I reckon Racing Balls will do it.
Because the rest aren't... Right now, the rest aren't touching them. You know what I mean? The rest are nowhere near to touching them too.
Well, no, because you go from Racing Balls on 59 down to Haas on 21.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add before I move on to something I really don't want to look at? But, yeah.
I think I said everything.
I think we've covered quite a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a good Silverstone. Like I say, I generally don't praise this circuit a lot, but that was definitely one of the better ones.
So, as you know, we do the F1 Fantasy League, and Yeah, I knew I was going to have a shocker.
Yeah.
To be fair, you had no negatives.
No, I expected it though with Antonelli.
The fact you have
Wow.
both Mercedes drivers in your team, though, is a stunning play.
So, yeah, I wish I'd have put me 2 times on George now. Shit. But I didn't expect that to happen. That's the luck of the draw.
I
So,
made a few changes.
so I'm in 5th with 159. Alan was in 4th on 301. You brought Hamilton in?
So I
You got-
basically I took Ocon and Hadjo out.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to bring it up that way.
Hulkenberg screwed you a little bit with 7 points.
Yeah, obviously I bought in Hulkenberg and Lewis. Obviously kept Ferrari and Racing Bulls. I think I originally had Mercedes and Racing Bulls.
Can't remember. And then...
Oh no, sorry, I had Ferrari and Williams. Oh, that was it. I was looking at the wrong team. So I took out Sainz and Colapinto.
Right, okay.
And I had Ferrari Williams.
And then in 3rd, Daniel on 306. So Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg, he's only negative.
No.
Yep.
I guess he didn't do any additional transfers then and didn't get docked any points.
Nope.
And Simon in 2nd with 358. And
Max gone -3. But he used the limitless.
Surprised Simon played it that early, but proved him well. And then so did David.
Yes.
I did something special with my team that I'm curious if one of you two is going to pick up on.
What, the fact that you actually kept Berman and Lindblad in there?
So what's the common denominator?
Norris?
No, they're all British
No.
drivers.
Yeah. So David
I put the 5 Brits in for the British Grand Prix.
And obviously, I'm Mercedes and Ferrari.
So that's why I'm saying
74
when
points.
Russell got ahead of Hamilton, but Hamilton kept the 3rd, that was all playing beautifully for me. You know. Yeah, I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I was just like, you know what? British Grand Prix, we've actually got 5 drivers this year. And we've got 5 slots. I thought, I've got to...
Well, technically, we've got 6, but yeah.
Albon drives under the Thai flag.
Yes, but he's London born.
Yeah, he drives under the Thai flag.
Wasn't Norris born in Belgium or something like that? If you start playing that game.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just thought we've got 5 British drivers. I somewhat possessed me. If I'm going to use my limitless, I tried to use it correctly last year and it fucked me.
Yeah.
Because I used it at Austria and Antonelli wiped Verstappen out at turn 3. So this year I thought I'd have a bit of fun with it.
So overall,
and it proved me well.
So overall, I'm at the bottom with 1,098. Alan's in 4th with 1,335. David is in 3rd with 1,600. Simon's in 2nd with 1,923. And Daniel's still in 1st with 1,935.
Very nice and close to the top there now, isn't it?
Simon's going to catch him. Simon's going to catch him.
He's coming back. He's getting there.
Yeah.
No, I had to make a few changes to my team, and it paid off.
I will make some changes, but that'll be...
I actually made some changes before I then did the limitless, so for the next race, my team is slightly different.
Yeah. So...
I then decided to do what I did.
Shall I move on to timings?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
So, obviously, timings are all in UK time. So, Belgium Grand Prix, 17th to the 19th of July. Practice 1 is on the 17th at 12:30 till 1:30. Daytime, not morning. 17th of July for practice 2 from 4 till 5 p.m. 18th of July practice 3 at 11:30 a.m. till 12:30. Qualifying on the 18th, 3 p.m. till 4, and the race on the 19th at 2 p.m. Can we see Antonelli bounce back?
Who knows? It's going to be an interesting one because Belgium's a high-speed track. How's the batteries going to cope with that?
What's the weather going to be like? I mean, we're still under a bit of a heat
Yeah,
wave here
That's
at
what
the
I
moment.
mean. Well, it's going to warm up again, isn't it? So, anything else you want to add?
No, I think I've had my say and everything.
No, personally, I think say a great Silverstone, and obviously really looking forward to Spa. Probably my highlight of the season. As long as it doesn't rain so much, we're going to do 2 laps. It's a great circuit.
But yeah, anyways, we're going to end this one here. So thank you everybody for listening. Thank you to David and Alan for being here.
Welcome as always.
It's been a pleasure.
Don't forget to check the gaming channel. Link for that is in the description, and we shall see you for the next one. So until then,
Adios, amigos.
Later, folks.
goodbye for now.